An Italian father who saved his children's lives but lost his own. An American celebrating his first wedding anniversary. A Portuguese woman celebrating her birthday with her granddaughter. These were some of the 14 people from around the world killed in vehicle attacks in Barcelona and the nearby seaside resort of Cambrils on Thursday and early Friday. They span generations, from age 3 to age 80, and leave behind devastated loved ones. The victims, who also include over 120 people wounded in the attacks, come from nearly 36 countries. Here is a look at some of them. Francisco López Rodriguez, 57, and Javier Martinez, 3, Spain. Francisco López Rodriguez was killed with his 3-year-old grandnephew, Javier Martinez, while walking along the Los Ramblas promenade in Barcelona. López was accompanied by his wife Roser, who is recovering from her wounds in a hospital, her niece and the niece's 2 children, one of them Javier. He was a lovely man, kind and charitable. Everyone loved him, said 81-year-old Natalia Moreno Perez from López's native town of Lantera, some 700 inhabitants outside Granada in southern Spain. I knew him from when he was a kid, always telling jokes, said Natalia. Terrible news, the town is in mourning. López emigrated from the town with his family in the 1960s to seek work. He lived in Rubi, a migrant town of 75,000 people northwest of Barcelona, and had been visiting the Catalan capital. Leading newspaper El País said López worked as a metal worker in Rubi and had been walking back from Barcelona port area when the van burst onto Los Ramblas. We are a broken family, niece Raquel Barron López posted on Twitter. Granddaughter and grandmother, 20 and 74, Portugal. The two were in Barcelona to celebrate the grandmother's birthday when they were caught up in the horror on Los Ramblas, according to Portuguese media reports. They had arrived in the city for a week's vacation just a few hours before they were killed, José Luís Carneiro, Lisbon's Secretary of State for Portuguese Communities Abroad, told reporters. The older woman was reported dead Friday, while the younger woman was initially reported as missing before finally being identified Saturday. Those hours left her parents in a painful limbo, Carneiro said. The parents are broken-hearted, Carneiro said. Firstly, because they were caught by surprise by the death of the mont's mother and then spent hours not knowing what had happened to their daughter. It's very tragic. The family's names were not released. Pepita Cadena, 75, Spain. Pepita Cadena's death was confirmed by Xavier Villamala, the mayor of Hipólita Vodriga, the town of 3,000 people where she was from near Barcelona. Villamala said on Twitter he was very sad and distressed by the news. Local media reported that Cadena's daughter, Elizabeth, was injured in the attack, but is currently out of danger at Hospital del Mar in Barcelona. Bruno Galota, 35, Italia father from Legnano in northern Italy, is being praised as a hero who protected his children during an attack in Barcelona. One of his Gallota's work colleagues, Pino Bruno, told the Italian news agency ANSA that he saved the life of his 2 young children, Alessandro, 6, and Aria, 7 months, by throwing himself between them and the van that mowed people down. Bruno said he spoke to Gallota's wife, Martina, and she told him her husband had been holding the 6-year-old's hand on the tourist-thronged avenue in Barcelona when the van appeared suddenly. Everyone knelt down, instinctively, as if to protect themselves, Bruno said, adding that Gallota put himself in front of his children and was fatally struck. Gallota was a sales manager for Tom's Hardware Italia, an online publication about technology. Rest in peace, Bruno, and protect your loved ones from up high, read one tribute on the company's website. Carmine Leopardo, 80, Italia Leopardo, apparently the oldest person to die in the attack, was among 3 Italians killed in Barcelona, according to Italy's foreign ministry. In a statement, it said Leopardo was killed in the vile terrorist attack in Barcelona, without providing details. News reports said Leopardo was an Italian who had immigrated to Argentina in 1950 and was visiting Barcelona. Silvina Alejandra Pereira, 40, Argentina and Spain. Argentina's foreign ministry says Pereira, an Argentine Spanish dual citizen who resided in Barcelona for the last 10 years, is among those who died. Sarah D. Davis Getty, it says in a statement that her death was confirmed through family members living in Bolivia after a cousin identified her body at a morgue in Barcelona. The Argentine government expressed its deep regret over the pain caused to Pereira's family and friends and said its diplomatic missions in Barcelona and Madrid are working to assist. Luca Russo, 25, Italy. One of Italy's 3 victims in the Barcelona van attack is being mourned as a brilliant young engineer dragged to his death before his girlfriend's eyes. A determined Luca Russo, 25, already had a job in electronic engineering, no easy feat in Italy, where youth unemployment runs stubbornly high. We were investing in him, we wanted to make him grow professionally, the Italian news agency ANSA quoted Stefano Ficcinello, one of the partners in the Padua area company where Russo had worked for a year, as saying, Nicholas Carvalho Ochoa Getty image SB girlfriend, Marta Skomazin, who was hospitalized with a fractured foot and elbow, told an aunt that we were walking together, then the van came on top of us. Ana Maria Suarez, Spanish royal family sent condolences to Suarez family in its Twitter account after Ana Maria died in the attack in the resort town of Cambrils. According to local media, the woman was originally from the city of Zaragoza, and was on vacation with her family. Her husband and one of her sisters are injured in a hospital. She is the only civilian to have been killed in Cambrils, where attackers wearing fake explosives belts were shot to death by police. Jared Tucker, 42, USA California resident Jared Tucker, 42, and his wife were ending their European vacation in Barcelona after visiting Paris and Venice, and were on their way to a beach when they decided to stop at a café on La Rambla. Shortly after her husband left to use the restroom, all mayhem broke out, Heidi Tucker told NBC News. She said she could not find her husband at first, and the friend they were staying with helped her search. Later, they learned that he was among those killed in the truck attack in Barcelona, the only known American fatality. Tucker, 40, called her husband truly the love of my life, and says she's struggling to make sense of the violence. It's hard not to be angry, she said. It's confusing why anybody would want to hurt anybody like that. Tucker's father, Daniel Tucker, said the couple had saved for the vacation to celebrate their one-year wedding anniversary, and had sent joyful pictures, the last of which arrived a day before the tragedy. Jared Tucker, who worked with his father in a family business remodeling swimming pools, had a magnetic personality and people loved him, his father said. He liked to fish, play golf and other sports, and he was deeply in love with his wife, a school teacher. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson expressed condolences to the victim's family. Jared Tucker leaves behind 3 daughters, his sister said in a message on a fundraising website. Elke van Bockrijk, Belgium's local soccer club in her hometown of Tongeren, held a moment of silence Friday night for Van Bockrijk, as members honored a woman who clearly left her mark on the team. She was at the KFC or Tongeren Soccer Club nearly every day, ferrying her 10 and 14-year-old boys back and forth to training and matches, said team president Arnold Partens. The family was on vacation in Barcelona. The boys and their father, a policeman, were unhurt, he said. Team Vice President Herwig Dezers said coaches and players would stand in silence to remember her over the next few days and talk to the children about what happened. A picture of Van Bockrijk now rests on the bar inside the clubhouse. Boy, 7, Australia and Philippines. Uncertainty surrounded the case of a 7-year-old boy whose mother was badly wounded in the Barcelona attack. The Australian and Philippines government said the boy was missing and his British father had gone to search for him. Catalan police, however, said all victims were accounted for and no one was missing. Spanish media reported the boy was in a Barcelona hospital. He and his mother were in Barcelona to attend the wedding of a cousin from the Philippines, according to Philippines Undersecretary Sara Arreola. The mother, a 43-year-old Filipino woman, was hospitalized. She had been based in Australia for the past 3 or 4 years, Arreola said. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has asked people to pray for the boy, who has Australian citizenship. All of us as parents know the anguish his father is going through, and his whole family is going through, as they rush to seek to find him in Barcelona, Turnbull said. The family's names were not officially released. Published at 10:15 p.m. EDT on August 19, 2017.